Okay, we're ready.
We're ready to start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go live.
What's up?
Sound live?
Yep.
Okay. Good evening. After we do our pledge of allegiance, we're gonna have a moment of silence for Chris Luber, Washington Heights Fire Company, past Assistant Chief, as President. Mark De Jesus, Navy vet, and brother-in-law to Councilman Eric Valentin.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start with Tom, historical moment. That's it down. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, hi, everybody. I'm Tom, and here on Zoom here in the town hall, those over here. I'm Tom Mazza, the town historian, along with June Vanderschaft, our assistant historian. We, along with Town of Walkville Historical Association, developed historical reviews of the people who helped the town of Walkville grow over the years. We then put the reviews on plaques and then display them on large blue stone panels in the town of Walkville Citizens Memorial Park, an open air museum on Van Buren Road, Van Burenville Road, between Ingracia Road and Bowser Road. It's also located next to the Pine Hill Cemetery that remembers 5 Civil War veterans. The headstones have recently been cleaned by Ed Dugganson and his helpers. Tonight, we recognize a person associated with the words advocacy, human, reimagination, change. What do you think that means? Anybody have any idea what it stands for? How about AHRC? The person that helped develop it. Mary Antoinette Van Gelder, September 6, 1930, born, died April 8, 2021, 91 years old. Mary was married to Charles Van Gelder Jr. They had a child with Down syndrome. Mary organized the local chapter of the town of Walkville AHRC, Advocacy, Human, Reimagination, and Change, in Orange County. She was an active volunteer for more than 20 years, doing fundraising and development of different programs. Mary was motivated by the need to create meaningful service for adults with disabilities. Her commitment expanded to the early development of Occupations Inc., jobs like counting paperclips and boxing. She joined the board of directors in 1967. She served for more than 30 years and was awarded Humanitarian of the Year in 1982 by the Lions Club. She was a member of the Lenten Sewing Club, which raised funds for equipment for the pediatric ward at Work Hospital. She became president of the Lenten Sewing Club in 1983. She was also a member of Hospital Auxiliary, Century Club, Orton's Blood Bank, Meals on Wheels, and many other organizations. She was also a teaching assistant at Howard Street School, then at St. Joseph. She finished her career as a clerk in the nurse's office at the Middletown High School. Now, as a follow-up to this, to do these historical writers, it takes a lot of time and effort involving the careful use of punctuation. Misuse of punctuation is becoming more prevalent. Just look at texting, almost a separate language. A semicolon is not a medical condition, and you need to know the difference between a comma and a colon. Misuse of punctuation should be considered a crime. Perhaps Chief Herdman could get together with our attorney for the town, Will Frank, to develop a law that would make improper use of punctuation illegal. And people doing it could be adjudicated to a longer sentence. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
You're killing me.
Thank you, Tom.
Semicolon is not a medical condition.
Okay. Participation and agenda items only. Anyone on Zoom? Anyone in the audience? That being said, do we have any correspondence, Madam Clerk?
I do not.
Okay, so let's start with resolutions.
Resolution of the town board of the town of Walton authorizing request for speed limit reduction on Hunt Cut Road.
Not working. We have something. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you playing with it. Jeez.
Maybe we should switch seats. Please. Yeah, we'll switch seats. Or you want that, Mike? Yeah. Is that one on? That one working? Okay. We can switch these. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Want that one? Okay.
Musical check.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
It's Mint, relax. Resolution of the town board of the town of Walker requesting, authorizing request for speed limit reduction on Hunt Cut Road. Resolve the town board of the town of Walker that the town supervisor or his designee is hereby authorized to initiate proceedings, execute all appropriate documents, and take all necessary steps to seek a reduction in speed limit on Hunt Cut Road between Live Oak Road and Goshen Turnpike from 40 to 30 miles per hour. May I have a motion?
So move.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer,
Yes.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
Resolution of town board of the town of Walker authorizing the implementation and funding of 100% of the cost of a transportation project of which qualified costs may be reimbursed from Bridge New York funds. Resolved that the town board of the town of Walker hereby authorizes the town of Walker to pay 100% of the cost of preliminary and detailed design work for the project or portions thereof, with the understanding that qualified costs will be reimbursed from Bridge New York funding. Further resolved, the sum of $866,334 is hereby appropriated from the highway fund balance and made available to cover the costs of participation in the above phases of the project. It is further resolved, the town board hereby agrees that the town of Walker shall be responsible for all costs of the project, including costs which exceed the amount of reimbursement available from New York Bridge funding awarded to the town of Walker. Further resolved, the event of the cost of the project exceed the amount appropriated above, the town of Walker board shall convene as soon as possible to appropriate said excess amount immediately upon the notification by the town supervisor thereof. And further resolved, the town board hereby agrees, the town of Walker hereby commits that construction of the project shall begin no later than 24 months after the award, and construction phase of the project shall be completed within 30 months. Further resolved, the town supervisor be and is hereby authorized to execute all necessary agreements, certifications, or reimbursement requests with the New York State Department of Transportation for state aid and or Bridge New York funding on behalf of the town of Walk Hill in connection with the advancement or approval of the project and providing that the administration of the project and the municipality's funding of the project's costs. Further resolved, the town of Walk will be responsible for all maintenance of the project, and is further resolved, a certified copy of this resolution be filed with the New York State Commissioner of Transportation by attaching it to any necessary agreement in connection with the project, and is resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. May I have a motion?
So move. Second.
Discussion, please. Just so everyone is, I don't know, Mike, just so everyone is aware, the total project cost is $866,334. The total local cost that's coming from federal funding, except the local cost, which is $43,317. Thank you.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
Resolution of the town board of the town of Walk Hill authorizing the Commissioner of Public Works to solicit proposals for the management and operation of Corns campgrounds. Resolved as follows: the town board hereby authorizes and directs the town of Walk Hill Commissioner of Public Works to solicit proposals from interested parties for the management and operation of Corns campgrounds, with said proposals to be submitted no later than September 20th, 2023, and to thereafter report back to the town board with the results of said proposals. May I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Mr.
I'm sorry, just for the board's information, the RFP's already been prepared. It's been reviewed by the Commissioner of Public Works and the Public Works Administrator, and it's pretty much ready to go out.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
So this is an order calling for a public hearing for the matter of a petition to establish the Walmart Road subdivision drainage district in the town of Walk Hill, County of Orange. We have received a map planner report with this request, and the town clerk is directed to notify all interested agencies of the town board's lead agency declaration in accordance with secret regulations, and that a public hearing will be held by the town board on September 13th at 7 p.m. with respect to the consideration of the proposed drainage district, including the environmental significance thereof, and to hear all persons interested in the project and the subject thereof, and for such other and further action on the part of the town board in connection with this matter as may be appropriate. Further resolved, the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause public notice of said hearing to be given as provided by law. No motion.
So move.
Second. Discussion, please. Town's engineering consultants have reviewed the petition, map plan, and report, found it to be in order. As far as seeker goes, the subdivision has already been approved and has essentially been built, including infrastructure. The last remaining thing is this drainage district. So as far as seeker goes, we may just be following the negative declaration issued by the planning board. I'll look at that before the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
So that's Wednesday, September 13th, 7 p.m.
Resolution of the town board of the town of Walk Hill appointing full-time court clerks. Resolved that the town board of the town of Walk Hill hereby appoints Shante Irizarry and Alexa Machado to the positions of full-time clerk to serve in said capacity at the town of Walk Hill Court at a starting annual salary of $39,104.86, effective as of September 11, 2023, pending the completion and receipt of satisfactory background checks and the submission to and approval by the Orange County Department of Human Resources, Civil Service Department of all appropriate documentation. Have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Meyer,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay. Let's start with councilman comments. Councilman Meyer.
Thank you. Once again, Night Out Against Crime was a success. And I wanted to thank all the volunteers who helped make it a success, including Walk Hill Rotary East, who did all the cooking. Thank you guys again. I want to welcome aboard 6 new officers to the town: Dylan Moran, Brandy McNamara, Brandon Torres, Matthew Malarkey, Andre Fortes, and Alon Gashi. I wish you much success in your career here. The Mary Olson Annual Memorial Cops versus Kids Memorial Game has been rescheduled for September 10th between 5 and 8 at the Little League Park. Hope to see everybody there. The town will be holding its 9/11 Memorial Ceremony on September 11th at 6 p.m. at the Town of Walk Hill Veterans Memorial Park near Maddie Center. Today, August 23rd, we pause to honor the victims of the transatlantic slave trade. Today marks the International Day of Remembrance of the slave trade and its abolition. We should reflect on this historic causes and enduring impact. And may this day inspire us to stand up for justice and equality for all. August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day. In the next 10 years, there is going to be a group of kids in every middle school with one thing in common. Their parents overdosed on heroin and died. There are a number of services going on around the county next Thursday that you can attend, but take a moment and let that sink in. And if you know you or somebody you know needs help, remember the town has hold not handcuffs at our police station. Anybody can walk in anytime. And the county has 311 or 988 to help you. There is help out there, so please call or come in and get it. School is starting up soon. I want to wish all the students and teachers the best in the upcoming year. I also want to remind drivers to stop for school buses and not drive around those buses. Let's keep our children safe. I want to wish everybody a happy and enjoyable Labor Day and ask everybody to be patient on the roadway and drive safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Johnson?
Thank you. I'll start with the building department. So for the month of July, they issued 106 permits. The certificates of occupancy and completion was 151. Total fees collected $209,000, 534. They addressed 66 complaints and carried out 1,016 inspections. Water and sewer, another crazy month, August. Water main breaks, lightning storms. There were actually 8 water main breaks that needed to be repaired, all done with minimal downtime and interruption of services. So great job by that department. And they actually believe that several of those were related to the heavy rainstorms that washed the soil out from underneath and made the leaks occur. In addition to those 8 water main breaks, there were 3 service leaks that needed to be repaired. One was actually caused by a contractor who was doing electrical work. That repair was at their cost, and the other ones were done at the homeowner's cost. And as always, thank you to everybody who is understanding when they go without water. The town certainly appreciates it. The lightning storms also caused some havoc on the wells and the control systems. But fortunately, the department keeps spare parts on hand and they're able to install those and get the wells up and running with very, very minimal time out of service. The recent precipitation, as you know, has certainly helped the groundwater levels in our wells. So we really have no issues with water storage at this time or availability yield. So that's a good thing. The wastewater treatment clarifier project, you heard me mention before, it's kind of actually on hold due to the unavailability of parts. So hopefully within a month or two, these supply issues will be rectified and the projects will be underway again. The department is always working with contractors and engineers throughout the town, pretty much on a daily basis with projects. And with summer actually coming to a close, the colder months require a whole new tooling and setup for both treatment plants. So they're getting ready to do that. And then things, those run 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it's a great job by all the employees to make that happen. For comments, you heard Councilman Meyer mention the night out. It was a great success. This time it didn't rain. which was actually unusual, but, thank you to everybody that participated and helped out. It was actually, pretty amazing to see all the people there. We do have the 9/11 ceremony, at 6 p.m. at Maddie's Park, the Veterans Memorial Park, across from Maddie's Diner. Hope to see everybody there. And, happy Labor Day to everyone. It's the 4th, and know that that is an appreciation holiday for the achievements of the American workers that have made America, prosper and its well-being from the awesome job that everybody has done working, so they get a day off. And it does signify the end of summer, also the start of the school year, so please be cautious, because now there will be kids and buses on the road that weren't there all summer on their way to work in the morning. Look out for those, and good luck to all the students, wishing them a great year. And that's it, thanks.
Thank you. Start with highway. It's gonna be really short. Paving, paving, paving. That's what we've been doing. A lot of roads this summer. Some still yet to be paved. September or October, when it's all over, I'll go through the list of how many roads we've been able to get done this year. And keep in mind, it rained for July. July it just rained, so. We see the list, it's quite impressive, so. Moving on to Parks and Rec. Councilman Valentin unable to make it tonight, so he asked me to give his report. We're halfway done with adding safety surfacing to playgrounds, hoping to finish next week. We've aerated and seeded the soccer fields this week. We have the school teams, excuse me, and Wallkill Club practicing now, and season starting after Labor Day. Summer camp is over, but we'll be having Jewish Family Services holding a small camp this week and next week at Circleville Park. Swimming and boating at Circleville Park is still open daily and will close for the season at the end of the day on September 4th. New playground equipment has arrived for Circleville Park. We'll be removing the old set and setting up the new in the upcoming weeks. And this is the big one here. Stephen Avenue Park net insulation, surface painting, and court layouts will be starting next week, and new pickleball courts, 5 of them, will be open for play on the week of September 11th, weather permitting. And I say that because they've got to paint the surface, and it's been a wet summer. So if this gets delayed a little bit, it gets delayed a little bit, but that's what we're shooting for. Everybody can play pickleball on September 11th, starting September 11th. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall Committee is having a spaghetti dinner on September 9th from 3 to 8 down at the community center. It's $15 for adults. Kids 12 and under are $10. So we're really, really close to paying off the last two sections of the wall. We're down to $5,000. And hopefully we'll be able to pay that off in the next couple of months. But I want to give you a quick update on the other sections. And I was trying to keep this quiet, but this is all going to happen before we meet again. You know that thanks to the grants from Senator Skoufis and Assemblywoman Gunther, we were able to order the 12 remaining sections of the wall. And I didn't think that the pieces would be in until this time next year. So I got an email the other day. Some of the pieces are en route and will be arriving tomorrow. And the other pieces will be here within a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that this is all said and done. Within the next month or so.
Me and my wife are blocked out of Zoom meeting, and every time we try to join, it says the host is blocked you, and you can't join because you've been blocked.
There was name on there that didn't have a name.
And Dayak didn't sound familiar?
Sorry,
Dayack didn't sound familiar?
didn't come up that way.
I'm gonna try again.
So I'm hoping that this is all complete. In sometime in September. And we can have a dedication of the wall being finally complete. The project that started 26 years ago by Mike Cody. And yeah, I think that that's a big deal and kudos to the outfit out of Georgia. Who, again, you know, had 18 months to get it done and they're basically done in 6 months. So, stay tuned. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Coyne. Good evening, everyone. Some of the things that are happening, as everyone noticed, Vasquez Circus is in town. They're gonna start tomorrow. They'll be there till September 4th. Everyone be aware that it started September 5th. The town hall hours are going back to 9 to 5. And on September 11th, we're gonna have a remembrance event at next to the Mandy's Diner at the park. Night Out Gifts Prime was a great event. We had a lot of people attend. We had a great evening. It's a great event. Congratulations to all the police officers that we saw got hired within the last 2 months. One of the other things is that we had established a relationship with the Senator Skoufis and Assemblywoman Gunter, right, on a relationship, and we were able to get the hotel tax passed, signed by the governor. The other day, I got the notice, and we will have the hotel tax for another 2 years, set to sunset on September 1st. So it's great, the relationship we established, and it was a great thing to know that we got the hotel tax. This
We will have the public hearing next Wednesday to adopt the local law,
on Wednesday, September 30th, we will have a public hearing,
August 30th.
August 30th. And we will adopt it that night. There is a school bag giveaway on Saturday at the Galleria. It starts at 12, and we're gonna do it until supplies run out. I'm pretty sure the chief will speak on this. And because in October 5th, there's gonna be a forum with the Police Community Council on mental health crisis. Town of Walk Hill was chosen to have a mobile mental health unit, which is out and going and answering calls. It's great to have this here in the town, and you know, we live in a world where there are people having crises and they need help. And this unit that's based out of Town of Walk Hill PD has been out and helping, and I'm pretty sure the chief will speak on it. The speed humps are out. They've been out 5 locations. We're looking to possibly expand the program, and we'll do that soon. Speed radar signs. I don't know if everyone's noticed that they've been placed around the town. We got 3 already out, 2 more are coming. I want to wish everyone happy Labor Day. Be safe. This school is about to start, so be safe. Happy Labor Day. Clerk, any comments?
Thank you. September 1st is poll worker recruitment day. You can be a poll worker. Orange County is always desperate for workers. It's $300 for the day. It is a long day. You have to attend 1 training, and you are reimbursed for the training. So if you're interested, you can contact the Orange County Board of Elections. You can look on their website.
You're back. You're back, Louise.
Good?
We're good.
Good.
Okay. So the catering was carried by the golf course, Corey from, our golf course. And, I guess I'll toot our golf course's horn, if anybody's looking, they do a fantastic job. They do on-site, they do off-site. They're just great people, and Corey is very good to work with. I was happy to hear Tom mention Mary Van Gelder. Mary Van Gelder was a great friend of our family and part of, what we refer to as the lunch ladies. And I believe there were 9 of them. And, there is one left now, which is my Aunt Judy, who, just turned 92. But Mary was an amazing lady and, did so much, for the AHRC. And, what she did for her daughter was just, it was just a beautiful thing. And, you know, way back when, people didn't even think about that, and they go, oh, well, you know, we're gonna lock those people away, but boy, she knew what she wanted to do, and, she was a great lady. And then just on a personal note, I want to wish my niece Andrea, who just finished, her 10th year, working as a counselor, at the Boys and Girls Club. She started going there when she was 6, and she was recently, received an appointment at the Presidential Elementary School to teach 1st grade special ed. And she was a special ed student when she started out, and she is just a hard worker. And if her dad were here, we are beyond proud of this young lady and all that she has accomplished. She's a really good girl, and the camp was lucky to have her for all of those years. Thank you.
One thing I did get September 30th is the Walker's Community Day at the Macy's parking lot. 5. Chief, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. So we appreciate all the support for National Night Out Against Crime. It was a tremendous event. The weather was wonderful. There were thunder showers and lightning strikes in the vicinity. It was a great turnout. We couldn't do it without the support of the community, all law enforcement agencies, our elected officials. And we have to mention the Parks Department, DPW. Actually, this year we received a letter from the vendor complimenting what a great job they did cleaning up the next day after the event, because they not only staffed, they cleaned all the table for the vendor to come and pick up the next day. And they actually sent us a letter complimenting the work done by the park staff. So we want to give a big shout out to them. September 7th, the community council, in lieu of their regular meeting, is going to have an end of summer barbecue. It was a great success last year. We're going to have it again this year. So we look forward to great weather continuing on that night. So our Rotary team can continue to cook one more time. The leftover hamburgers, yeah, frozen. The rolls will be fresh, and the ice cream will be fresh. But the hamburgers and hot dogs are left over from that.
Ice cream?
Brian, we're getting some ice cream this year.
Okay.
So it was a great event last year. The first time we did it, it was a great draw for the community council to end the summer season. So we're looking forward to everyone attending the event on September 7th. It'll be an hour earlier for Gina. Thank you. As Supervisor mentioned, and other council members, I believe Neil mentioned the new hires. So we welcome them all, 2 laterals from other agencies. The laterals give us opportunities to help a diversified department, and that's going very well with using that options available to us. And I hate to do this, but one of the new recruits I have to point out, Brandy McNamara was sworn in Tuesday as a police officer, and Brandy is the granddaughter of Dan and Sandy McNamara, who were longtime County residents who passed a few years ago. And there was no more ardent supporters of the police in our community and the town board and the community as a whole. They were wonderful individuals, and it's so nice that their legacy is continuing on through their granddaughter, who's now a town of Walker police officer. So I mentioned this the other day, George, as you're aware, I'm sure they're looking down now, and they were that day so proud of their granddaughter, born as a police officer for the town of Walker. And then lastly, the supervisor mentioned last month we rolled out the mobile response team. This is something that's so necessary. There are so many people in our community facing crisis every single day, whether it's an underlying issue, they're lacking financial support, lack of food, lack of shelter, lack of drug addiction, other types of mental health issues that we're not equipped to handle it. You know, our police officers are out there, we do a good job triaging these cases and putting a Band-Aid on it, but the officers do not possess the necessary skill to provide further assistance. And for years, we've depended on mobile mental health to come and assist us. Now their team is here full-time, funded entirely by a grant for 1 year. And I believe every single ship, every single ship they handle at least one call since they've been here for almost a month now. So it's a great success. We're gonna have a 1 month evaluation meeting next Monday. We're looking to expand what they're doing. There's a few cases where we feel their intervention will be more helpful because they've been such a great success. We want to spread their wings a little bit and give them more work to do in the town because there's so many people that need help and we're looking forward to this team continuing to be great success. As the supervisor mentioned, in lieu of the community council meeting on Thursday, October 5th, we're having a roundtable. It's a great group of panelists. Unfortunately, I'm moderating, so sorry about that. You have to listen to me talk the whole entire night. But the panelists are great. Dave Hubler, the attorney, is going to be the keynote speaker. Laura Altieri, who's the director of mobile response team. Darcy Miller, who's the commissioner of mental health in Orange County. And Nani Sanasi, who's the board president of NAMI of Orange County. This is the diverse group of people involved in criminal justice and providing services to residents of our county. We're really looking to have an open discussion about this issue because it's impacting more people than you can imagine in our community right now, especially with fentanyl running rampant. So we're looking forward to a great turnout at that event, and we're really looking to solicit the community support and ideas. We're an open-minded agency, we have an open-minded town board. And anything that people suggest to us, we're certainly willing to listen. That will in turn allow us to provide better service to our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we got public participation. We'll start with the Zoom. Anyone in Zoom?
No.
Anyone in the audience? 18 address.
Deborah Farnell, 8 Laddie Road. I'm just trying to get an update on my neighbor's goat and what's going on with that, if anything at all is going on, because if nobody's out there, it's screaming, which most of the time there's somebody out there.
It would be helpful, Ms. Farnell, if you could describe exactly what's going on, and I'll tell you why. This proceeding is pending before HUD,
Okay.
the federal proceeding, and they've asked the town whenever there's a neighbor who has any information on this to give it to them. So I'd like you to just expand within your time limit. Tell us what's going on specifically so I can relay it to our defense attorneys who are handling this for HUD.
Okay, well, the goat actually is a farm animal, but they keep it in the house, majority of the day, usually at night now. But if there's not somebody physically sitting outside with the goat, which they try to move around, the goat will scream for them. And they could be out mowing the lawn and the goat's only 20 feet away and the goat is screaming because it wants somebody sitting next to it at all times. When they bring it into the house, they have a collar and a leash on it and they're dragging it into the house because it doesn't, they go into a house. Again, it's a farm animal. It is not an animal that it's just ridiculous. And it's coming up on a year. I don't want you guys to forget about me or say it's now too late that they have it. But this poor goat is having anxiety. If it's screaming for somebody to be by it, it needs another animal. I do not want 2 goats. I'm afraid when I sell my home, it is now going to be an issue because I certainly wouldn't buy a house that had a goat next to it. So if you need stuff, I have plenty of pictures or videos or whatever. It's out of hand with these people. And he goes away sometimes for the whole weekend and his wife is out there babysitting the goat. So.
Can you take this, please?
Absolutely.
And what to do a description of what's been going on lately.
Absolutely.
If you could get that to me in the next 4 or 5 days.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
No.
Anyone in the audience? That being said, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? All right, thank you. Have a good night. Thanks for coming out.